video once, just shaving, right? And people love that. And I got so many compliments on that. And you can only subscribe for 1 month. Like on my Just for Fans, because you can subscribe for 1 month and you can see all my content in that 1 month and then just cancel. And then next month subscribe to somebody else. Let's just say I'm like, do I want to be recognized by my porn name when I'm, visiting my mother and I'm with her in the grocery store? Like probably not.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first episode of Hot Sandwich, the podcast about sex workers and sex industry. For the first episode, I have the wonderful guest here, Daryl Richter. Hello, welcome.
Hi, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you for sure as well. Yeah, before starting everything, we're just breaking the ice. Tell us about your social media, where we can find you on OnlyFans, Twitter, whatever. Just tell some.
Yeah, on Twitter, I'm most of my pornography stuff is there. Daryl Richter XXX, so at Daryl Richter XXX on Twitter. I also have an Instagram account, but it's under my regular self, not my porn self. So that's at drclark65 is my Instagram. And those are mostly where I am. I have a Just for Fans account as well, and that's matches to Twitter. So Just for Fans / Daryl Richter XXX. And then I also am putting some videos up on a site called Raw Fuck Club. And that one is just Raw Fuck Club / Daryl Richter. So same name.
That's good. Anyway, I will just put your names and your social on the screen. So in case everybody wants to join, that's great. Thank you again for being here. And definitely, I'm just curious, I move a lot on my hands because, I'm Italian. So it's normal for me to move on my hands. So I'm sorry. It's just normal for me doing. When did you start about in the sex industry and how?
I had some acquaintances on Instagram who were in the porn industry. I was not. I was just posting, just photographs that are Instagram friendly, right? But my Instagram site was getting large, or my following was getting fairly large. And I had a couple of guys who run a company, a film company called Deviant Man, who contacted me and asked me if I would be interested in doing a video for them or with them. And it took several months. They kind of teased me about it, and I was like, well, maybe, and then I was intrigued by it because I've known other people in my past who've been in the porn industry, and I liked those people. They were great guys, right? So anyway, I finally said yes, and then it took several more months to schedule it. And so the first film that I shot was for Deviant Man, and we did that in December of 2018. And then I have done one video for Hot Older Male. And so that's all I've done in what I would call the studio industry. And everything else that I've got is just self-made videos that are on my Just for Fans on Twitter.
Now you mentioned this, and now I'm curious. What's the difference about shooting in a studio with a company behind you compared to be more self driven kind of?
Well, the production quality is higher, right? And you get a better quality video if you have a cameraman or cameramen who are moving around the action, and then also better editing quality, all of it. So you get a better quality video, and then those porn companies do all the marketing too. So what happens for the studio shoots is they pay you a fee to appear in the film to do the shoot, and then you sign a release, so they have the rights to do whatever with that footage. But when you shoot for yourself, you can be on these sites like Just for Fans and get subscribers, or Raw Fuck Club, or these things that sort of pay you per view or pay you per download, and you get the money, but you're also doing it all yourself. So I have kind of lower quality video, and I do my own editing on a simple editing program that I have on my iPad.
So you pretty much one job man, kind of. You do everything from shooting, from editing, to probably marketing. Okay.
Marketing is pretty much just Twitter. So, you won't get followers if you don't promote it, but Twitter's easy. You can, in spare time, you're sitting in the car when someone's driving, you can sit on your phone and you can do a Twitter post or
yeah. So I'm curious about this, like, because I can imagine that you need like a other social to be able to promote yourself. It's not something that's, because there are some social like Twitter or something like Facebook, that on Instagram as well, that kind of you can grow internally. But I don't think for just for fans is something that happens inside the website itself. You have to use other social media to promote yourself, right?
Right. Twitter is really the best. Twitter is the easiest because you can put all the porn clips on Twitter. You're allowed to do that. So there are guys who do this for a living who do it better than me. I do this as a hobby, so I don't promote. Like I don't. I'll be honest. Without talking about money, I don't make enough money to live doing this. Right? It's just purely extra money for fun. Right? So for as much as I promote and as many followers as I have, it's just extra travel money. For guys who really do this for a living, they because I've shot videos with guys who they're on all the sites. I'm only on Just for Fans. They're on all of those. There's For My Fans and OnlyFans, Just for Fans, and there's like 2 other ones. I think I don't even remember the names. And they have an Instagram account and a Twitter account that both match, or they even have a website that's whatever their porn name is.com, and they do all of it. And some of those kind of guys who I've shot with also have their own cameraman and their own editor. They don't do any of that themselves. They pay someone to do all that. And it's just part of their own, even though they're doing it just for themselves, they do all of it. And I respect those guys that put a lot of work into it.
Do you think that studio are still like a thing at this moment?
They are, yeah. I mean, the big porn film studios, I think, have to work harder than they used to. The bigger companies have to, because it's so easy for people to post their own content on these Just for Fans, OnlyFans sites. I think the studios have to work harder at figuring out how to get that money from people. On the Just for Fans, I really appreciate all of my subscribers because, you think about it, if you want to watch porn, how many individuals can you afford to pay for, in a single month and get their porn? Again, you have to think about your own personal budget, for paying for it. And then what you can do on those sites, though, is you can only subscribe for 1 month. Like on my Just for Fans, because you can subscribe for 1 month and you can see all my content in that 1 month, and then just cancel, and then next month subscribe to somebody else.
But it's not like a backfire, this stuff, because I mean, I have to be honest, and I'm gonna be a little bit shady about this, because that's what I did kind of. So with somebody, I just subscribed for 1 month. I was able, I mean, I can do my own stuff with computer, so I was able to pretty much download all the things I needed, and it's okay, bye. I just had all the materials I wanted. It's not a little bit like a backfire on being a creator on this.
Well, I don't mind that. I respect that, right? I know, when I look at my subscribers on a monthly basis, and I see just how much turnover there is, how many people cancel, and how many subscribers, it's fine. That's the way it's supposed to work. So I'm not offended when someone cancels. And again, that's also why I don't try to make a living at this, because there's so many options out there and so many guys posting that your prices can't be that high, right? So, and that takes a lot of maintenance. And if you were putting up, I don't know how you could put up a new film every day. You'd have to put up content at such a high rate. I couldn't have sex that much.
Because that's another question. Is quality over quantity, or at least what do you think would be the best?
I have in my head, I need to put a new film up no less frequently than once every couple of weeks, like an actual sex film. I mean, it's easy to. On my Just for Fans, I put a lot of stuff that I'm able to do easily. I can just jerk off, do a solo video. I put a lot of those up. Those are easy to do because so anytime I feel like I need to jerk off, I'll do it on video so I can post it. But I feel like I have to make a movie at least every few weeks, because people will get bored with just the solo content. And I'll put shower, at least once a week, I'll video myself taking a shower, or sometimes just doing little things, it's amazing just for fans. People want to see, people have all kinds of fetishes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like I did a video once, just shaving, right? And people love that. And I got so many compliments on that.
Honestly, on this, I think it's just because most people feel it more connected somehow.
Well, I think guys who subscribe, they subscribe because they like the way you look, or
no,
they
but
like
definitely, I don't want to say no. I don't want to say no.
And they want to be friends with you. So if you do things, on video that aren't just for show, but make them feel like you're a normal person just doing normal things. Hey, I do that too, right? I think they get a connection and they like watching that. So that's where I think a lot of guys do like, the solo videos. They like those and the shower stuff.
Let's say that you do some video, some content with somebody else. Do you share the income kind of, or?
Yeah, that's one of the common deals up front with like the Just for Fans and OnlyFans is, and I've gotten this from pretty much everyone that I've shot with, is when we shoot a video together, we share the raw footage, right? So either person can do whatever they want and make their own edit. But typically everybody's busy and nobody wants to do duplicate edits. So like if I shoot a film with someone and I know that I'm going to have time, I'll say, hey, I'll do the editing and then I'll send you the edited version, right? And the other guy will be like, great, right? And then we just release the same film. What we usually do is agree to promote together. Like, okay, we're gonna post this, next week on Wednesday, right? And I always try when I'm promoting to put everybody's tags. Like if I put a Twitter post of a film that I made with another guy, I'll put my Just for Fans page and his Just for Fans or his OnlyFans or whatever. I put all of it. So I kind of equally market to both participants.
Do you interact with your subscriber?
I do some. Anyone who sends me a message on Twitter, I'll respond to.
There is somebody that's actually it's a long subscriber since ages or months at least. That's still is a fan, or just I
think I do. I think if I open this site, I think I can see those statistics. I don't spend a lot of time looking at that, but I believe there's some people who subscribed early and are still on. I've been on Just for Fans. Well, yes, it's been over 2 years that I've been on Just for Fans, and I think there's subscribers that are original, a small number that are still there. I appreciate them. I think one of the things about these subscriber sites is where people subscribe and then it's automatically billed to their credit card and then they forget about it.
Regarding still Just for Fans, because we're going to talk about this definitely. I'm curious as well. You started on Just for Fans, or you came after the backfire of OnlyFans on Just for Fans?
A lot of guys, like I said, are on both or do all the sites. I only do the one because I don't have time. I have a limited, because this isn't my primary job. I don't have that much time to maintain all of the sites and to post places and to keep track of all of it. It's a lot of work. If you were doing it for a living, it really would be a full-time job to keep up with all these sites and to keep up with all the postings. So I chose one, and these friends of mine who got me started with DeviantMan, I asked them. I asked for their advice. If I'm going to do one of these sites,
which one
do you recommend? Which one do you recommend? And I got kind of a response like, well, OnlyFans has these pluses and minuses, and Just for Fans has these. None of them are perfect. And so I kind of got this rundown of what was good or what was bad about both of them. They're all similar, and I decided that I picked Just for Fans. Right.
Okay. I know that you are an engineer. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. Do you think there could be any problem if any coworker will end up to discover this? Do they already know? Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, there could be. I mean, someone will. In any environment, someone will be offended, and someone, if they find out, oh, how can you do that? Someone who's very conservative and prudish. But at a certain point, I don't care. 20 years ago, I might have cared. At my age, what? My whole life isn't about my day job. I work. I've had a good career. I still have a good career. and I want to maintain that. But there's also a life outside of that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so this is something that's totally outside of that. It's a complete distraction. It's and nothing related to my day job. And I have fun with it. I'm having a great time. I enjoy it. It's not hurting anyone. It's not illegal. There's nothing wrong with it.
Thank
Someone
God
may not
it's
like
not.
it.
Yeah,
Someone very conservative may think that, it's awful and expensive. Well, okay, then don't watch.
yeah.
That's your choice.
But you mentioned like family as well. I'm curious. Do they know?
No.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah.
If they do find out, I don't care. But I don't need to make a point. I think to tell them, right?
Yeah,
Like
totally
it's not important. If my family were to find out and gasp, all offended.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an adult. I can do what I want. If you don't like it,
That's
don't
true.
want.
Yeah. Do you still like have like any kind of sex without thinking about, oh, I should record this for my just for
Yes,
friends?
all the time. I have a wonderful boyfriend, and we have fantastic sex.
Okay.
All the time. We do record some. He's on in some of my films on my Just for Fans, but it's not our priority, right? It's really the priority is us enjoying and exploring each other.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely fantastic. And then and every now and then the filming is actually a little fetish that we have. Like we enjoy. Sometimes it's enticing, it's stimulating to film. Oh, what can we let's do this in the film. We'll come up with some new thing.
Yeah.
And we have fun with it, right?
Yeah. I don't want to become too personal about this. When actually you start dating, did you know already you were like have like a channel?
I had already made some porn films, and I had already had my Just for Fans up before he and I started dating. He knew from day one that all that was came with, right?
Back to like your content and like also the people you actually met so far, I think there was something that like become like a no things about like recording with somebody about something like some kind of kinks. I say no, not for me.
I mean, I know ahead of time who I'm going to film with, and I already know that I'm attracted to them, and even if there's not much conversation, I sort of know, I've seen enough about them. Typically right before we film, like when I meet a guy, we've arranged a film, we get together, we're setting up the cameras. Before we actually start filming, we'll have a quick conversation about, what do you like? What do you don't like? Do you want to top? Do you want me to top? Or who's going to bottom? We're going to flip. Do you want me to suck on this or pull on that? Or, what makes you feel good? And so I kind of get some information to help make the video better.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do something that's going to be not pleasurable to a guy. That'll show up on film, right? And it can always be edited out.
Yeah.
But like if you've never filmed before, you can maybe forget about the fact that the camera's on. Set up the cameras in fixed positions, and then just kind of forget about them and just go have sex and enjoy what you normally do, and it comes across genuinely. I think some guys who are doing it for the first time would be nervous about
we're recording
a cameraman or something filming and having someone filming you, like, oh my gosh, someone's watching.
I mean, that's another question definitely about how you decide with who you want to film with. They approach you, you approach somebody, you find on social media or by friend, I don't know.
All the above,
Yeah, I can imagine.
You follow, you just follow the Twitter feed. Hey, I've followed you on Twitter. I really enjoy your, I think you're sexy and I enjoy your material. Would you like to film? And they may say yes, or they may say no. And, just that's kind of the process. I've had that. I've been approached by guys, hey, I'd really love to film with you. And then I've followed through on those arrangements.
Do you travel a lot for your content? Will you travel more, something like that?
Well, I'm still in my COVID hibernation mode. I'm not really out of COVID.
Yeah.
I haven't done much, for COVID. Prior to COVID, I was traveling more into events, but I've done very, very little of that. Well, none of it for a year and a quarter. I did a weekend. I've done a couple of weekend trips this summer, and I did one film on each of those trips. And neither of those trips were like to an event. It was just to go to a city and see a few friends and catch up. And on each of those trips, I did one film with somebody, and we did it like at the other guy's house, at his house, and we went and shot.
Do people recognize you in the event? They stop you and like, oh, can we make a selfie or something like that? Because I do with somebody. I mean, I used to when I was traveling, but do people does with you this kind of stuff?
I've been recognized. Yeah, I mean, at events where there's specifically, gay people who are porn watchers, like an event, like, you go to Bear Week, or you go to, ML or IML, one of those. Yeah, I'll get recognized. The oddest thing is I've been recognized by Instagram followers a few times in airports. Like randomly, I'm walking through an airport and someone will approach me in an airport. Hey, aren't you, blah, blah, blah on Instagram. and I'm just like, wow, like it was completely random. It's happened 3 times.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's
strange.
It's humbling, and it's I don't want to say it's scary, but it reminds me, you forget about what the online presence can mean. Let's just say, I'm like, do I want to be recognized by my porn name when I'm, visiting my mother and I'm with her in the grocery store? Like, probably not. Like, I would not want that to happen. But you run these, these positive and negative scenarios.
What content we should expect from your channel in the future? Do you have something scheduled right now?
Not a lot. I've got 2 films that aren't edited yet.
Okay.
So if my Just for Fans is just going to be stuff I do on my own. So that's going to keep going. I'm going to try, no less frequently than once every couple of weeks, having a new scene with a partner. Whether it's, I'm sure I'll make some more with my boyfriend, and then I'm sure I've got 2 others planned with other guys that I'm not sure when they'll post coming up. And I think I'll just try to keep a steady flow, because I think subscribers need to have some kind of a steady flow, not more than every few weeks. And then I'll continue to post my self-enjoyment videos and the normal stuff.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you a lot. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna post definitely back again all your links to all your social media. Thank you, Daryl, for being my first guest on Hot Sandwich. I totally enjoy our talk.
Well, thanks for having me. I hope this is the kind of content you wanted. I've just been sitting here rambling for a while, so hopefully,
that's exactly what I want. Definitely like more chit chat about things, and I think actually was pretty good. Thank you again. I just remember that we met like 30 seconds at CJ's on a Bear Week. That's it. It was 30 seconds long. That was our meeting.
This is a great place to meet
it is.
1,000 guys for 30 seconds each.
Yeah, it is.
I miss Sitges. I should have gone in 2020, but I obviously didn't. So maybe 2022. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll come back.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Thank you so much.